All right, how's it going, everybody? I am here joined with the Rising Fall, and I believe I have the whole band with me as well.
Correct.
Yeah, whole shebang bang.
First and foremost, how's everybody doing today?
We're good.
Good, a little hot and humid. A
Yep.
little sticky.
Yep. Just got done practicing, getting ready for our shows. Feel good about it.
Yeah, what's the weather looking like over there in Jersey? We're in the 90s right now, and it's like 100% humidity. So it's been, oh man, yeah, it's been
storms.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of. Sorry, what was that?
My
A lot of storms
Yeah.
coming through here. A lot of water. It's going to rain in a little while again. We had a lot of flooding yesterday.
my aunt's basement flooded yesterday.
Ooh, that's
So-
not good.
Nope, like a good 6 inches of water. Yep.
Yeah, we had a little bit up the state, not where I'm at. I think it was last week. I could be wrong. It could have been the week before. There was a giant flood that tore through New Jersey, and I was fortunate enough not to be stuck in that one. But one of my buddies, and actually a listener of the station, was coming home while listening to my show, and he was like, "Dude, it's starting to flood out here." And if he didn't get home within like the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes, he would have got caught in that. So, yeah.
Crazy time.
Absolutely. But the first question I got for y'all is, how did the Rising Fall come together?
It started with John and I. We started. This is Steve. Started with John and I. We just started getting together and jamming. We had played years ago in a band, and we just kind of came full circle. Started hanging out and jamming again, and there was. We were trying to look for it. We had established between the two of us that we wanted to get together and start working together and write music again. And I ended up going to a Lacuna Coil show out here, and it was Lacuna Coil and Butcher Babies, and that kind of gave me the idea about, hey, maybe we should have a female singer. And I was driving down to Kentucky for a wedding, and John texted me, hey, we should have a female singer. So we were both thinking the same thing. So he's like, but I don't know any female singer in Chicago. I'm like, you know what? I think I do. And if we can get her to get together with us and start writing music, then we'll probably have a bass player and singer. And I called up Dimitri, and that's history.
The
Yep.
rest is history. That was back in 22?
22. Yep.
Yep.
3 years ago.
Yep.
September 22.
22. Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you had the right idea 100%, not just with female singer, but KK is great. Not only just because of her singing, but she's always in chat. She's always talking. I think I've got to know her a little bit. She's cool. But overall, for me, 100%, I do these days kind of prefer female-fronted bands as well. I don't know why, but I feel like just the music comes off so much better with a female-fronted band, for sure.
You know where I kind of, I had, first of all, I had a dream. That's why I texted Steve. I had a dream that we started a band and there was a female singer. That's it. Now, a lot of my dreams, they come true, and this obviously came true. But I think what you're saying is, I've had this feeling as well. Whereas we've heard the male perspective for so long, especially in heavy music, like we've heard everything that a male has to say. So I kind of felt like at a certain point, I was like, I want to hear what a female has to say.
Yeah.
It kind of came down to that for me.
And I have a lot to say.
Yeah, you do have that. We try to prevent her from saying things, but she just doesn't stop.
When she's in my chat, I tend to hide. I get a little bit scared. Actually, I think a lot of the time she'll pop in, and I'll be like, guys, KK's here. I gotta be on my best behavior. Like, there's just I can't say anything crazy. I gotta just be very, very, very just, what's the word? I guess tight-knitted, right?
On your game, yeah. I'm gonna call you out on it.
Yeah, no,
She's very towering and intimidating.
I'm all 5'2" and very intimidating.
She threatens us. Help.
yeah, she'll go quiet for like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then she just first message is just like making fun of me. I'm like, okay, KK. But, I tend to say a lot of on the air. I tend to like run this recipe where I say, "Alrighty, now let's do this," You know, that's just something that has stuck with me on my on-air breaks. And I honestly must have been 5 to 10 minutes after meeting KK, I started getting roasted for that. So
Whoop.
Man,
That's our other band member.
oh man, hopefully he has something to say too, or she. Is that a female or a male
She.
dog?
It's a female.
Oh,
It's our drummer John's dog, but yeah, she's definitely a hyper pup.
A little bit, yeah.
oh, I know about that. I have two dogs myself. One's a girl, one's a boy. One's a lab, and the other one, I'm trying to figure out what breed it is. It's supposedly a short hair pointer, but it looks absolutely nothing like a pointer. So I've been doing a lot of research the past 2 days to figure it out. I think it's a pit healer mix, but that dog is ballistic.
Bailey is as well. You would think she'd know us by now, but nope. She still barks when we come in.
Yeah, same with my
jumps up
dog.
on our shoulders and
Yeah, yeah.
I can
put
like
chicken.
I can like go outside for like 2 minutes just to take the trash out. I come inside and I'm just getting attacked by my dogs the minute I walk through the door, so I get that feeling. But alrighty, so the next question I got for you is you have your new release coming out, Black Horse. Tell us about the song, the inspiration, and the creation of it.
So Black Horse actually came from a riff that Steve had approached us with months ago, and we kind of put it aside. And we were doing a show, which was a heavier show for us, and we're like, we really need another like fast banger of a song for this specific gig. This riff came back, and it was our fastest song I think we wrote. It was only like 4 weeks we had this song down. It's also the fastest song that we play.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Close to 170 beats per minute. So it's definitely it cranks. But we were in our practice space and we're playing this riff, and then Dimitri comes up with this galloping bass line. And first thing in my mind is a horse, So I don't know, Black Horse just kind of stuck with me. Even like when we got done just fooling around with it, I think I text the guys, I go, I know the name of our song already. It's going to be called Black Horse. And from then I just kind of like the inspiration for the lyrics in that came from, what does it mean when you see a black horse? And according to like legend in that, when you see a black horse, it means that if you're at a crossroad in your life, it means take a chance. It's a positive omen, actually, to have you move forward with whatever decision you were going to make. Take the risk, take the chance. It also means death, but it means death of the things that bind you to something, death of the things that are not important in your life, that you should let them go and move on. So it's kind of got a double meaning, and that's what Black Horse is about.
Nice. I will say I will be listening to it Monday. I like to blind react to new songs from the band.
You're another one of those.
Yeah, I like what's it called? What was that one band that comes in all the time? Oh, why am I blanking on it? King Earn. He's shot.
Oh yeah.
He shot me over their newest release, Painkiller. I couldn't play it on my show because he had some sort of rules and stipulations set up, which was fine. I respect the band for that. But I had the song. I could have listened to it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to hear it first on the show because it gives me a little bit more flavor. It gives me a little bit more content to get out there. And the other thing I wanted to say was I never knew that was the definition of seeing a black horse. Like, I never knew that before. You mentioned something about death, actually. Something about death. I did some sort of tarot card reading way back in the day, and that's what that kind of reminded me of, because I ended up getting the card of death, and my mom like freaked out, and like she lost it completely because she thought that one of us was gonna die, and I had to sit down for like 45 minutes and explain it to her that the card of death just means letting go of something in your life that doesn't need to be there anymore. So I found that very interesting when you brought that up as well.
Again, I mean, I researched a little bit about it too, and yeah, again, I would have had the same reaction if I got that tarot card.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I I'm on the fence with like tarot cards. It could be real, it could not be. I have no idea, but I got that reading done, and actually I got it done twice, the same person. And the first time I got it done, it was extremely accurate, and I actually like couldn't sleep. And then the second time was when I got that card, and I had to do a lot of research and calling my mom down for like 45 minutes or however long it was. So, you know, it's definitely something for me. I don't know if I do believe in tarot cards. If I don't, I'm definitely on the fence about that for sure. But but yeah, like I said, the black horse thing I found really interesting about that, and I cannot wait to hear the song personally. I'll be listening to it Monday, or by the time this airs, it'll be Monday. So I'll be listening to it then, and I'll be giving live feedback for that for sure.
and you know I'll be in the chat, so you better be nice.
I'm gonna be scared the whole time. I feel like I'm scared now.
Could be.
But yeah, coming up next for the questions is any new musical, or sorry, not any new, wow. Any musical inspirations behind your band? Like different bands that might have influenced the sound of The Rise and Fall, stuff like that.
Quite a few, pretty eclectic mix. For me, Dimitri, like I'm old school metal, so like Maiden, Sabbath, Priest, Metallica, Megadeth, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like I got a lot of other bands, but Metallica, Megadeth, Metallica's old Metallica, Sabbath, and Maiden were the first like three bands that really got me into playing bass and all that kind of stuff.
Same here with me with Steve. You know, usually being a guitar player, most of my influences are guitar oriented. A lot of what Dimitri just said, I'm into those as well. Especially other guys like Marty Friedman, Yngwie, Eddie Van Halen, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, George Lynch, people like that. It's just kind of what influences my playing, and I try to, go from there. And I as far as my musical tastes, I try to broaden it out. I actually listen to a lot of Latin music as well, because I speak Spanish, so I kind of get like a lot of my influences from Latin artists as well.
And I have completely different influences. I would say Led Zeppelin is a big one for me, but also one that you don't really hear too much about is the artist by the name of Kate Bush. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with her or not. I mean, she's not around anymore, but I mean, she's living, but she's not playing or creating music. But she was a huge influence to me as far as being a performer and a musician and a songwriter. Her music is so eclectic, and you might be familiar with Running Up the Hill from Stranger Things. That's resurfaced after like 30 something years, and she made so much money because of Stranger Things now, because it was brought back. But just the production, I think David Gilmour did a lot of production with her. Her vocal things, I mean, she does noises with her voice. It's unbelievable, and the production is incredible. So she's been a huge influence as far as even the topics of songs. I mean, she'll write about some scientist that would see patterns in the weather, and it influenced how he lived. I mean, really, really strange stuff. And I think I'm weird, so I like that stuff. So that was a little bit of my influences.
Yeah, and I'm kind of, like Kim is a little bit, KK's a little bit different, as far as her influences, and I'm kind of the same in that, we're a hard rock metal band, but I started as a jazz player, so my background is jazz, a lot of hip hop and jazz. That's kind of where I came from, and then I'm a huge, like John Bonham is my drumming hero. I really, the first time I heard him when I was about 14, I was like, I don't know what he's doing with the kick drum, but it sounds like he's playing double bass, but he's not. He's doing all that with one pedal. I think I was hooked from that point on. So, but when you hear us, I think the influences really, really like are very broad with us. So it's like the American melting pot in a band because we have these, we're all over the place,
Yeah.
and it comes out. We even have some songs that have a little bit of shuffle or swing to them, and I really like that about us because I think that's where the Sabbath influence comes in because it has kind of like I wouldn't call it jazz, but it's got that shuffled kind of feel and beat to it. So you can hear that a lot with us.
Absolutely, for sure. And that's one thing I like to hear as well. I hear a lot of different inspirations in a band. A lot of times I'll interview people and I'll ask them, and I might hear maybe like just Priest or Metallica, but hearing all these different artists that get inspired to help you find the tune of your music and everything else all together, I think that just makes for the just perfect combination for each and every song for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to limit yourself when it comes to that. You want to learn as much as you can. So, I mean, like Steve said, he likes solo guitar players, and I like solo bass players that add a different non-metal uh, element to the band. Some like bass tapping and stuff like that. So we try and mix it up, and it comes out pretty good. Old school hard rock metal with a modern sound, I guess.
We'll be writing a Latin song next, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get the
It's called Eres Tu.
Ode to De Lucia.
So, regarding genre of the band, right? I can't really put down like a finger to what exactly the genre of your band is because I think a lot of the music is different from one another, right? Like it's not like a one straight thing. But if you had to describe what the genre is of the band, what would you say it is?
Mutt metal. No.
What
Mutt
metal?
metal.
Oh,
Is everything.
what metal?
Mutt
That's the
metal.
first time I heard that, and I
Heavy-
like it a lot. I think
I've been waiting to use that. So you're like
Heavy rock. I don't know. I
yeah, I
mean,
was gonna say heavy rock.
heavy
but-
rock.
I was-
Yeah.
all the early bands in the 70s, Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Who and Sabbath, they all
Yeah.
wrote different styles of songs, which kind of comes back to our
I
influences.
think we like not being pigeonholed. I mean, I think that's
Well, you can be more creative too.
yes.
Like, so
Yeah, it doesn't have you have
You
to
don't have
follow
a
a certain.
formula.
Yeah.
If you come see us play and we play a 45, 60-minute set, you're going to hear a variety of like styles, you're not going to just hear the one thing, which I love that about us. We'll play with other bands, and this is nothing against them, but a lot of the other bands we play with, they play one style of music. So when you go to see a full 45 or 60-minute set, they're playing one, a lot of the songs to me run together a little bit, whereas with us, every break and song is like a new emotion or feeling. So I love that about us.
Absolutely.
What do you say?
I 100% love that about. I love that mutt metal thing that KK said. You got to trademark that. You might have just made up a new genre.
Mutt metal.
We're the mutt metal maidens.
But yeah, you have a point with that for sure. Talking about some bands who just stick to a style. I'm not naming any bands, but there is a band I'll play here and then who I can't tell what song is what because every song I hear sounds the same. And it's all great music regardless, but they all sound the same. And so when I see bands that don't really just stick to one style of song or just stuff like that, or really just a genre, I guess, right, and just kind of break out and try different things and go for different things, that's what I would love to hear a lot more in music for sure.
Yeah. AC/DC had a formula and it worked. I mean, people say they all sound the same, and I don't know what Angus Young said. Yeah, they recorded the same album 15 times in a row or something. But AC/DC is a different breed, man. These guys are amazing. So, but to each their own.
Yeah. I actually, the interview I did previous to this was with one of the drummers of AC/DC, Chris Slade. I spoke to him about that. He was on the Why am I blanking on the album? It's an album with Thunderstruck on it. I don't know why.
Razor's Edge.
Thank you. I was about to say Razor's Pine, but I knew that just was not right.
Yeah, he was on Razor's Edge.
Nah, he was cool. But next question I got for sure here is any concerts upcoming for the Rising Fall?
Shows.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're actually doing a little mini Michigan tour in a couple weeks, August 8th and 9th. And we're going to play a couple venues there with some friends, actually, other musicians that we met through a chat as well, which is kind of really fun for us that we made this happen, because, you work in a virtual space, and it's great that we actually connected and formed this tour just virtually, and we get to now see these bands live. But we're playing with Snapcat Bandits, Tension Splash, and the Kings of Strings. We're going to be doing a couple shows with them back to back. And then in October, we're playing some local shows then again here in Chicago in September. And then we have a big one in Davenport, Iowa called the Punk in the Corn, which if you're anywhere on the internet, at least especially on Facebook, you have seen the ads and the promo material for this. It's 30 plus bands from even Australia, the UK, the US, getting together to do this festival that is also benefiting mental health and military as well. So it's a real feel-good DIY type of festival. I mean, none of these bands are really well known. There is one headliner, Green
Jello.
Jelly. Well, it's Jello.
Oh, Jelly
Jelly Jello. So, well, yeah, whatever their legal name is now. But they're actually going to be one of the headliners, and I think they're working on another one. But, yep, that's in October.
October 12th, right?
10th and 11th.
10th and 11th,
Okay.
yeah. And that's huge. And then
Sure, get the
probably,
date.
yeah, get the yeah. We'll see you on the 12th, right?
See you on the 12th.
We'll be,
I'm right up there.
after the show. Yeah, you'll be the cleanup crew. And then there'll be some more shows in December and January, more local there. But we're always looking to play other places. Like we love getting out of town. So if we hear anybody wants to, play with the Rising Fall, hit us up.
Yeah. August 9th is one of the shows that you guys are doing. That'll be my birthday. That'll be awesome. I don't live anywhere near Michigan. I'm out in Jersey. But Jersey, you guys should come to Jersey. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we'd love to. We'd love to hit the East Coast, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
New Hampshire and Massachusetts and Pennsylvania and Maryland. So yeah, Jersey.
Jersey has a nice venue up in Teaneck, New Jersey. It's called the Debonair Music Hall, and I know that's been my goal for a while. Granted, I need this thing called money, which that's hard to grab nowadays. But I want to do some sort of I don't know if it'd be like a festival or something, but I want to host something there. And maybe if that day ever comes, I think you guys will be one of the first bands I shoot a message to, absolutely, because I want to do something there down the line. But that could be in
that venue?
It could be 10 years. What was that?
How big is that venue? What's the capacity?
I think it's about 300 capacity. I'm not too sure on that, but that's something I would definitely have to research. I was supposed to go to the venue last year for a different show, the New Jersey Metal Fest. It was hosted by this one DJ from a different station who I am friends with, and I was supposed to go to that, but the last minute I had to cancel because I had things to do. But if I would have went to that, I would have actually had a better answer for the capacity for sure. But regardless, one day I definitely I want to host something there and maybe get bigger and bigger and bigger down the line. That's the goal. I like to do radio. I love doing what I do, but I want to see the bands in person, host the shows, and have a good time there as well.
It's network, man. Network with bands, and then start building from there, and start getting in, knowing people, and then build a show.
And your other DJ that maybe you two could work out a show together.
Yeah, I doing definitely a lot of networking this year for sure. I'm keeping it going. I think my goal was to get this show done before the time I turned 25. So I got 3 years to go for that. So hopefully I get that show out there for sure.
Yeah, because if 15 years, I don't know. I don't I don't know if any of us are gonna be around.
Well,
We'll play those retirement homes out there, maybe.
I know a couple of retirement homes. Don't worry. There's one right up the street from me. That was the only time I ever done a concert. I think it was for school or Boy Scouts or something, but I had to sing to people in the retirement home when I was like 8 or 9. So I know the way around for sure. But the next question, it's a hard one. I ask a lot of bands this question, but I decided I want to phrase it a little bit differently. It is, if you had to recommend a brand new listener a song from the Rising Fall, which song would it be?
good question. Wow. One song, is it like one song that epitomizes us?
Yeah, like something that'll 100% hook them in. Like, like a guaranteed success to grab them in to listen to the rest of your catalog and everything else.
I think Artificial Degeneration, I think is
Yeah,
that's the one that we've gotten the best reception for, the most people that listen to it. It seems like people take to it really well when we play it out live, and it's a high energy song. So maybe that one.
Yeah, I would say yes. If we had to pick one, I think that shows a lot of our different variety as far as writing. You get the stuff that Steve does in the bridge section that goes, all the whatever pig's wheels and
harmonic tapping.
yeah, harmonic tapping. You've got the tribal type of drums. You've got like just a catchy chorus. Really great bass. So I think that would probably be the best song to epitomize. Listen to that first and then check out the rest of it.
Yeah, and that song it's so fun. And I even had somebody come up to me after one of our shows and just say, they said, "You guys are just." He's like, "I don't know what to say besides you guys are just a lot of fun." And I was like, "Well, it's interesting to hear because we're heavy rock, bordering on metal, but we are fun." And I think that song has that heavy Van Halen influence too. And I think the Van Halen, that's another, when you asked us our influences and everything, I think each of us has a Van Halen influence that's really heavy, like that is a part of us that you hear, especially in that song. So
Yeah.
yeah, Artificial.
A lot of little shred guitar parts
King
in
Edward.
there too. So
Yep.
I can agree. That song, it was like a week or two ago, I woke up and it was just in my head. I think I played it the night before when I did my show, I believe so, and I just woke up with the Tweedledee, Tweedledum part in my head, and I was like, okay. So the next time I got on the air, I had to play it to get it out of my head, and then it didn't get out of my head, it just got more in my head. There's a couple of songs out there, I'm a big fan of the band Ghost, and they have this one song that just came out recently called Satanize, and I can't listen to the song, not because I don't like it, but because it just won't get out of my head. It's really one of those, and I think Artificial Degeneration got stuck in my head. I think it was for a day or two, and I was telling KK, she knows all about my infamous solo music thing that I do. I can't even call it music, but I told her, I said I'd cover the song, but I don't want to do it any harm because I'm not a good singer and I'm not a good musician by any means.
Well, I still would like to hear what you come up
Take
with.
a stab at it.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, that's the other thing is when you cover a song, you don't necessarily have to play it verbatim the way that, it's like your interpretation, whatever that is, of that song. So
Are you going to make it toasted cheese?
Yes.
Are you going to make it like a toasted head?
There's-
So, okay. But then you don't have to worry about you singing it or anything like that. I mean, it's all over the place as far as I know from the rest of your catalog.
Yeah, I had to break KK in on that one. She came in first time to my show, and I do it's intentionally bad. It's a music project. It's actually influenced from one of my listeners / friends, Jafiltafis. He also runs a project, and Yeah, I just want to say I'm surprised I didn't scare KK away. I'm surprised I'm sitting here talking to you guys today because my music project it's out there.
That's fine.
You have fun doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when I get around to it, I definitely I've spent a lot more time doing radio than doing that project. But when I do it, it makes my parents think that I need to go to a psych ward. But it is fun to do. I will say that, and I've got to do a couple of collaborations on that project with friends and a couple of other people. So it's definitely a really fun thing to do. I know that was a long answer for that, but.
Yeah, fun. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. And I guess this kind of comes in as a question I didn't have written down, but do you have any advice for people trying to get into the music scene today? Like, what would you say would be some good advice for somebody who's just starting out a band or just starting out singing or, any of that?
Keep playing. Keep playing, keep networking, talking to people, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't.
Copyright your songs, be protected that way.
Yeah.
I'd say do the research. I mean, research if you looking to be, more than just somebody who's learning guitar and just wants to play it, but really wants to be in a band and get their music out there. Research everything. Look at the successful bands, what they have done. Listen how they write, because you have to keep like honing your craft, and we keep doing that as a band here. A lot of our stuff is probably more maturely written since we first started, but I think that you need to research everything. Research, how like internet radio stations, find out who's going to play your music. It's a learning process, and if you don't have the attention for that, it may be something that you might not want to do, because it really does take dedication and commitment.
The first thing is to find people you can depend on and are reliable. And
yes, and everything. Yeah.
But I mean, to form a band, so it's not all about your talents.
Yep.
You got to get along. You got to have chemistry. That's the key thing. And then after that, you start writing songs and you start networking. But you got to work with the right people in order to make it work.
Absolutely.
Like a business.
For sure.
Yeah, it is.
And do it for the right reason.
Yes.
And when I say right reasons, I mean, that's up to you, but do it because you love it. Don't do it because you're looking to be famous or make a lot of money, because the likelihood is you're not going to have either, for most of us, and so if you're doing it to get rich or doing it for notoriety, there's nothing wrong with that, but you may be really disappointed. Do it because you love doing it. And if you happen to make a couple bucks, or you happen to get really big, then so be it.
Yeah.
Set goals for yourself, actually. Even if it's baby steps, set goals. It's really something to strive for,
Yeah, I do agree. And the question also too is internet radio. How did you guys come across the internet radio scene? Was it did it like pop up on a Facebook, or did you like look it up? Like, how did you come across it?
So, believe it or not, there was a friend of mine who worked at a college radio station that I went to in Chicago called Columbia College. And I'm going to call this guy out. His name is Daniel Haight. He had me interview on his radio station, and he kept in touch throughout the years. And he said, he's no longer doing broadcasting, but he's doing the streaming show, and it was getting music from all over the world. I mean, it wasn't just limited to the US. And he was the very first person that we sent our music to, and I started listening to his show, and he streamed it. And I think when we started getting a Facebook account, I mean, we were really late in the game on this stuff, but when we started getting a Facebook account, things would start popping up about other stations that are, online stations only. So I was right away quick. I mean, we just had 2-song demo. We didn't even have real recordings yet. And I submitted those demos to whoever, and, whoever would actually accept it. And like, I did try to gear it toward hard rock and metal stations only, but it was like, I flooded them with my, my submissions. And a lot of stations started playing us, and it just kind of catapulted from there. I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, I can't keep track. There's a new one that seems to pop up every week, So, I mean, we love the streaming radio because there's no other way we're going to get our songs out there and a more massive audience. So, playing live is great, but it's very finite number of people who are going to be there. So this is a great for us, but that's how it started. It actually started from my friend who went into internet radio, and from there it just kind of, went on from there.
Yeah, I think I kind of remember. I'm gonna say vividly. I'm gonna use that word for this one. I think you guys found me in my station because I posted something on Facebook, getting mad about bands and labels sending in untagged music.
That was it. I saw your post about if you're going to send the music, make sure it's properly tagged. And I was like, oh, this looks like a station, and we have tagged music. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that is very true. Yeah, you remember correctly.
That's a great first impression of me, by the way. Me going on a rant about something, but yeah, that is a big rant. And if there's any bands listening to this interview, tag your music, please. I get like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gigabytes a week of music. I need it tagged. And thank you guys for having your stuff tagged. I really do appreciate it.
You're not alone though. I see that as a rant for a lot of DJs. So you're cool with that. And it's true. I see some bigger bands make mistakes too. I mean, like bigger local bands and that. And I'm like, I look at what the song's playing. And I'm like, it says song number 182 whatever. Like a code. It doesn't even say the name or the artist. I'm like, who is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm on top of the tags for sure. I'm on top of my DJs with it. You can, if you're ever around to be in, I guess anybody's show, if there's a wrong tag, I just like come out of nowhere. I'm like, "Dup, tag's wrong." They're like, "How did you see that? You haven't been talking in the chat for the last 2 hours." I was like, "I see everything," and I just walk away. And they're like, "Okay," and they go and they fix the tags. But the frustration part, I guess, on the radio end of doing it is, a lot of the times you'll get sent an email from like johndoe@gmail.com. Here's my new song, check it out. And you go and you download it. It's a bunch of numbers. You open up the metadata. There's nothing in there. I'm like, I don't know who this belongs to. And I'll get a lot of those. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys a lot for tagging the music. And there was a couple of other bands. Like, as soon as I met you guys, I met Tension Splash. They were cool. I haven't seen Sean very much recently, but he was cool. It was good talking to him, and they tagged their stuff right too. So, thank you. I do appreciate that.
And I mean, it's their name and their songs out there. So I mean, it's more for the bands, make sure it is.
Yeah. And the thing is too is, I'm not paying it myself, but the broadcasting software I use, not the software but the server, they apparently pay out royalties. I've never heard a band say they've gotten royalty checks from VibeTunes Radio before, but if you so happen to, if it's tagged right, you get the royalties. So that's the good part about that as well.
Yep.
But I got one more question for you, and this is a good one. And I do know that Black Horse is your newest release, but is there any new music that you are working on that you would like to reveal?
We're always working on new material. We've got a new song.
If only.
Well, we have two new studio songs. Black Horse being one of them, and another one we're going to release down the road here. But we're working on. We were jamming some new stuff, just coming up with a couple new songs. So we're always writing with ideas, and but then we always get distracted with something, and it takes forever. What was that song we wanted to do with the monkey thing?
Sonic Death Monkey.
Sonic Death Monkey. Yeah.
That's still still in the works because lyrics are pretty much done. It's just coming up the music
Oh, yeah.
would work for this
I have a ton
song.
of ideas. I mean, everyone's got so many ideas. It's like,
I mean, it's a good problem to have. To
Yeah.
have like, oh, we have too many ideas.
Yeah.
What's going
you
on
know,
here?
Yeah.
jobs, families,
Yeah.
vacations,
But-
work, and all that stuff.
But we do have another song that we will release after Black Horse called If Only and Turn It Around. Those are two new ones. Once we're done recording that, we'll release those as well. So those are the more immediate ones that we'll be releasing after Black Horse.
If Only is one that I think it has a broad reach. It's a really good. It's not heavy. I mean, it kind of is a little bit, but and it's not a ballad at all. But it's just like a good, really good like rock song. Like, so that one I think has a lot of potential to reach, like kind of a mass general audience. So we'll see.
Awesome. Cannot wait to hear that one for sure. I can't even wait to hear Black Horse. Like, you're making me tempted to just, after the interview, listen to it early and then pretend to react to it on Monday. But, I gotta stay truthful to that. Like I said, I like to do the reactions. Sonic Death Monkey is an interesting title, though. I'm gonna say that. I like the title. You're going in the right direction with that one.
Oh yeah, the lyrics are fun. I mean, definitely. They're a little twisted,
Silly.
but silly. I mean, it may be something we only perform live. I don't think it's something we're actually going to.
Never know.
Yeah, who knows? We have another song called March of the Ants, and it's an acronym. It's for MOTA, MOTA, which what does it mean in Spanish, Steve? Exactly.
Marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana. So it was March of the Ants. I'm like, the lyrics are all about like if you were high, and you see these like little things, but you're dwelling on them. So that's why like it's all about like you're seeing ants and things around, and it's all like hallucinatory. But
I have
we
no idea what you're talking about.
I lost it.
yeah, right. Yeah. So we performed that one actually live quite a bit when we were starting out, but it's kind of been put on the back burner right now.
See, we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an element to us, like not like being clowns or anything like that, but we laugh and we joke around. We interject that into our music. So if you come to see us, like it's not going to be all just straightforward hard rock metal, serious. We have fun too. So I think that's part of it.
Absolutely. I will say my music, I do be a clown. I am definitely a clown with my stuff. When I'm making my stuff for sure. Sonic Death Monkey reminds me of what's that guy's name from the Powerpuff Girls? Mojo Jojo. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind when I heard that.
So Sonic Death Monkey is actually a reference from a movie called High Fidelity.
Okay.
If you ever heard of it or saw it, it's actually about a guy who owns a record store from Chicago. John Cusack is in it, and that's where we kind of, there are a couple like phony bands in the movie, and one of them is Sonic Death Monkey. The other is Kathleen Turner Overdrive. I
Yeah.
believe that's another one of the bands that is.
Playing Punk in the Corn with us. Yeah.
We know where they got the name from.
Did you guys know that or
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen the movie. I still haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, because Jack Black is in that. That's Jack Black's debut movie that he was in. And he said, we were going to call ourselves Sonic Death Monkey, but then we changed it to Kathleen Turner Overdrive, but then we settled on what I forgot what the name of the band was.
Oh, there you go. A little movie trivia.
Oh, movie trivia with John.
I'm definitely inexperienced when it comes to the movies. And same thing with TV shows. Like KK brought up Stranger Things earlier. I've never seen that show a day in my life. All I have seen is some goblin creature demon looking thing. I don't even know what it's called, but I've seen that a couple of times on online. But I have no idea what that show's about, to be honest.
It's really good. It's set in the 80s, and it's like, how would you describe it?
It is. I think maybe because if you grew up in the 80s, a lot of the music and the fashion and everything, it's like nostalgic because it takes place during that time.
And they get it right, too. Like, they get the way that people talked in that time, the way that people looked and acted like during that time. You know, some of those shows that are like throwbacks to 80s or 90s or whatever, they'll be set in the 80s, but then you're like, "Man, they're saying words that people didn't say back then." Because I lived back then, so I know, you know, and you hear it. But that show totally gets it right.
Yeah, and the visuals are stunning. I mean, a lot of great effects on it, but it's kind of a sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and comedy all rolled into one. Very entertaining. That's what I'll say. Just very entertaining series. So
Awesome. Yeah. I never got the opportunity to be out in the 80s. My parents were like just getting together then. So I see everything about the 80s all the time and just how things were. And I don't know. I like the 80s as a decade even though I didn't live through it. But of course, I'm going to have my nostalgia for the early 2000s a lot, and I've been my brain's been kind of getting in this little loop of being stuck in the past for sure. And I'm like, oh my god, these kids and their tablets at dinner time, like, I'm starting to hit that stage in my life. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyhow, thank you guys today for joining me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
yeah, we really appreciate it. I mean, and thank you, like you and the other DJs on your station, Vibe Tunes Radio, for playing our music and getting it out there for the listeners. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, like I said, we wouldn't really have we wouldn't reach too many people. So we really appreciate it.
Absolutely, no problem with that at all. I'll message my DJ who's on tonight and make sure she gets you guys in rotation as well. I'll definitely do that.
Thank you.
No problem. But if there's anything you guys would like to say about the band, about yourselves, the floor is absolutely yours to do so.
I'll just say one thing. We could always use more followers, more likes, more people checking out our music. So we do have a website, therisingfallband.com. And on there are links to all of our socials and our streaming services like YouTube and
Okay, with us.
Spotify and things like that. So please, go on there, check it out. We're always on Facebook. We're always in the chats too. So when we post and share things, come on, say hi to us, if we're in there. And yeah, just like I said, just check us out. We'd really appreciate it. We're trying to grow our following and get more people to shows, and this is the way to do it.
Oh, absolutely, for sure, and amen to that with growing the following. I've been trying to do that as well myself, so.
It's hard.
Yeah, we've hit a little bit of a plateau, but we're pushing it. We're pushing it as best as we could. But yeah, thank you again though for joining. I do appreciate it. The interview is going to be aired Monday, July 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Great.
Nice.